Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Happy Monday to you. Let's take another look here at ICP, see what's going on. Wow, this coin is kind of all over the place. It's not effectively staying within its range, which is actually very good. It's also bad because it's kind of doing a lot of crazy manipulative things. And what I mean by that, and this coin is just very susceptible to that, this coin has a lot of sporadic behavior. So when you do trade this coin, it's always best to use low leverage, low position size, because if you had any kind of high leverage, you probably would have got destroyed on the way down or the way up. Okay, so again, this coin it tends to behave this way. It's a very normal ICP behavior. I've been covering ICP for quite a few years, and ever since it came out, what its ICO date was like, I forget the specific date, but I know it had a terrible ICO date because the whole entire market was crashing. So it went from like 500 all the way down to, as we saw, $3 or $4 recently. So the whole point of me telling you that is that this coin has tremendous potential, but it also has, you just got to respect the fact that it's got some pretty violent movements, okay? And again, just something to understand, because again, most coins will respect ranges, and this coin hasn't really done that. It's kind of jumped up and jumped down pretty significantly. So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about liquidation levels, which help us understand those ranges that it's supposed to work within, or more importantly, ranges are established by liquidation. We can talk about that, and also a few other key factors. So if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. I hope you can learn something today. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment below. We'll get a chance to join our community if you want. CryptoCash.tech is a site link down below. We do day trade this coin regularly, but from a swing trader's perspective, we took some nice profits here from Cartesi, 90% in 5 days, and of course, 2 days short for Bitcoin at about 98K, about 26%. I haven't traded ICP in a little while, truthfully, as far as swing trading is concerned, because I wanted to break its $10 range first. Now that it's done that, it may be worthwhile considering a long position. I'm leaning more towards a long, just based on the simple fact that I feel like Bitcoin's sort of finding its bottom in the 93 to 95K range. And if that is the case, then I feel like ICP is going to do well. Another thing to recognize before we jump into the charts is just quickly to recognize the correlation here. In other words, Bitcoin's printing a descending broadening wedge, likely to relief rally 97, 98K. The whole point of me showing this to you, though, is that we're seeing lower lows and lower highs, where we're seeing higher highs and higher lows for ICP. So that goes to show that ICP does not care about Bitcoin behavior right now. While it has pulled back concurrent with Bitcoin last 4 to 8 hours, it's nothing super substantial. So just throwing it out there. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the weekly time frame, work our way down, and cover a few important factors here. Specifically on the weekly, we want to look at, stochastic RSI is one thing, because most coins are diverging where this one isn't. That's fantastic. Weekly looks good in that regard. We're over 50 in the RSI. We're over every single moving average. There's a lot of reasons why we should continue higher. And again, if you take a look here, the 50-day SMA hanging out right there at about 1090. That's a likely support level there for us. Now, I haven't updated our fib levels yet just today because obviously the daily candlestick hasn't closed yet. But when you look at some fib levels, we're going to see a lot of symmetry there, okay? And I'll explain more about that here in a moment. In fact, I'll post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you're not familiar. It looks a little something like this, where I just kind of give you the overview of what I analyze in the charts here. So the summarization here for the weekly is very good, okay? Most coins are looking good on the weekly, but Bitcoin, by the way, is showing some bearish divergence on its stochastic and overextension. And we take a look here. We are at a 5 on TD sequential, so we have roughly another 5 days of continuation, or 4 to 9 days of continuation. Again, if you look at this with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is topped out. It's essentially due to pull back. If you look at the weekly here, we're at a 9 on TD sequential on the weekly. Okay. Anyways, I like to kind of throw those things out there so you understand, because if you're kind of rolling your eyes like, why the heck is this guy looking at Bitcoin? This is an ICP analysis. Well, you got a lot to learn if you don't know the correlation or dissimilarities between the two. With ICP breaking free from Bitcoin in a lot of ways, it's more likely to run, especially it more importantly, runs to the upside when Bitcoin increases and doesn't pull back quite as hard as Bitcoin does. But you see these sporadic candle wicks, folks? I mean, we're talking in 1 day, this coin is up and down by 15%. That's a pretty significant margin. So if you're using anything over 5x leverage, you're probably getting destroyed on the way up or the way down, okay? So please, low leverage, folks, when you trade this coin. I never use more than 5x leverage, which is still, honestly, compared to traditional markets, that's extremely risky. So just please understand that. Also, do not use more than 5% of your position size. Anything over that is just foolhardy. So take a look here. We can see we are over 50 on the RSI, over 70 as well. Extremely beneficial situation. ICP looks like it wants to continue further higher. You never sell when the RSI is over 70. You wait for it to come back down and then consider selling, okay? Obviously, you want to look for other factors, but this is a very good pattern that we're seeing here so far. It's definitely looking strong. Now, granted, these doji candles are not super amazing. I don't like to see them up and down like they are. And we may actually see a corrective day from ICP as well to potentially pull down this low $10 mark. If we see $10 again, I'm absolutely considering a long. But between now and then, we may see a lot of volatility, which we already have. So it's just kind of par for the course. Anyways, what I'll do is I'll post our playout chart here soon with our new fib levels. So disregard that for the moment. But prior to today, wicking all the way up to about 1280, we saw previous, a lot of confluence in this low 870 to 920 mark. So just throwing it out there, if the price does recover, or sorry, pull back rather, we will probably see a pretty swift recovery in the 920 to $10 range. There's a lot of support there, okay? So just kind of throwing it out there so you know for future reference. MACD is diverging here on the 4 hour, kind of letting us know we have a shift in momentum. We're still over 50 on the RSI, generally not a good sign to try to short into anything over 50 on the RSI. So wait for that to break below and then consider a short if you're going to. Money flow index is pulling back though, a lot of money flowing away from this coin, but we still have high volume. So it's never best practice to try to short into high volume, okay? Wait for that to subside and or break through specific levels. And the levels I like to look for is the Ichimoku cloud and the hourly. This is one of the few coins that's actually above the cloud and lagging spans free and clear. So technically at this point, this still gives us a green light to consider a long position, okay? There's 3 out of 3 reasons to be like, okay, I'm okay if I take a long because I'm on the right side of the tracks, okay? So for the most part, until we break below 1157, that's the local point of control. We can see that reflected here with our open interest too. We can see what, 1180 and $12 also as a local area there. There's some support in this range. So again, a lot of volume flowing in between $11 and $12, but the heaviest concentration in the last 48 hours, so to speak, has been at 11, I'm going to round up and say 1160, okay? We close below 1160, that would put us below the cloud. Hypothetically, that would be a cause for considering a short position. Between now and then, you want to presume the price will continue higher because we're still establishing higher highs and higher lows. Now, this is a funky pattern. It's not the easiest to trade, so I generally don't necessarily recommend trading right now. But based on the overall sentiment here, we haven't lost any support. We're still in good shape. Pending Bitcoin doesn't lose its 95K range, ICP should continue higher. If Bitcoin loses 95K, goes down to 93, we may see a revisit of the $10 to $11 range. If so, I welcome a long in that area. More importantly, adding to your spot bags and considering, maybe some low leverage long positions with confirmation. We're going to have that conversation later when we get there. Between now and then, this coin is probably one of the stronger coins in the market for the moment. So you want to err on the side of caution and consider more so that a long is a better consideration than a short, okay? Doesn't mean you just take a long right now. I'm just telling you in general that you're going to find more success going up than down with this coin. All right, I'll post a playout chart here shortly with some updated levels. I'll draw out some new fibs for us, and we'll go from there. I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the like button before you go. Join us over at Bitunix here, folks. A $60,000 prize pool this month. You got 4 days left to claim that. There's top 20 traders qualify. So it's really easy, folks. Check that out. Either way, they have awesome benefits every month, and they are no KYC or VPN exchange. Really good recommendation for US Canadian members. Hope you have a good one, though. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.